day job as a white coat. I'm so done with all that shit. Packed everything that I own. This farmer game just makes me sick. I just wanna buy a house and live in peace and get my bag. But the world's gone fully crazy. Was this all part of the plan? It's cool, I found a groove. Cruising down the highway like I'm about to hit the news. I don't need a muse or anything to do. Probably just get canceled cause I'm singing about the truth. Feels like we're getting wiser, don't you? Since the lights that they blew up, now nobody trusts the news. This world has got me feeling so blue. So zip your lips and shake your tits. What's a girl like me to do? It's cool, look at your views. Just sell your soul and watch us give these shots to you. Your thoughts on you, let's we approve. No right of sex on dress, that shit in auto-tune. Hit some genocide on a Monday. Bury Epstein files in the red tape. I ain't gonna reach when God is upon me. Like, ooh, rain on a Sunday. They call me Red Bull Taylor Swift cause I give a shit, selling fit for clicks. If the world goes up in smoke, is this some kind of joke? Coconuts and palm trees, damn, like that's the shit they want. See, don't ever stress, baby, we blessed. Getting to dead, it feels the best. Here's your 100th booster, don't you choose another option. Trust the science, baby, side effects are not our problem. It's cool, I found a groove. Cruising down the highway like I'm about to hit the news. I don't need a muse or anything to do. Baby, find your peace, don't let this chaos get to you. Feels like we're getting wiser, don't you? Since the lights that they blew up, now nobody trusts the news. This world has got me feeling so blue. So zip your lips and shake your tits. What's a girl like me to do? It's cool, it's got the view. Something about the present, breathe it in, you love it too. Nothing to lose, all left to prove. Sunset on the roof, I play the song I wrote for you. Feels like we're getting wiser, don't you? Since the lights that they blew up, now nobody trusts the news. This world has got me feeling so blue. So zip your lips and shake your tits. What's a girl like me to do? Oh yeah. I open up my phone on a Monday morning, staring at my screen. I'm tired and a little lonely. Mr. Muskie says some shit that left so angry. Twitter wars and Gaza, man, it's overwhelming. Maybe that's how life becomes when people less important than a profit line. No one cares about your dreams, just pay your tax on time. Keep scrolling, hold me near to you now. Gender, guns, religion, and abortion rights. You better pick a tribe and ain't the other side. Keep scrolling.
Did you see Taylor live?
Man-made virus, watch some millions die. Biggest profit of their lives. Here's inflation, that's your prize. This is Carmageddon. Turn on the news and eat their lies. Kim or Kanye, pick a side. Cancel culture, what a vibe. This is Carmageddon. Corporations swear they never lie. Politicians bribe for life. More than war, it's genocide. This is Carmageddon. Welcome to the chaos of the times. If you go left and I go right, pray we make it out alive. This is Carmageddon. It's Fashion Week, celebs lose ribs. Balenciaga, how's the kids? Just as Drake, he's losing beef. Kendrick killed him in his sleep. This track's about beating up your queen. While women dying doesn't cause a scene. While we're fed all these distractions, kids are killed from Israel's actions. I'ma speak my mind, sick to death of all these crazy lies. A circus for humanity's decline. We just want a peaceful life, give the people back their rights. Cause Fauci's laughing and we've been asleep. And who's a liar and it's running deep. Big pharma finna eat, they a devil making weed. Man-made virus, watch some millions die. Biggest profit of their lives. Here's inflation, that's your prize. This is Carmageddon. Turn on the news and eat their lies. Kim or Kanye, pick a side. Cancel culture, what a vibe. This is Carmageddon. Corporations swear they never lie. Politicians brought to life. War and war, it's genocide. This is Carmageddon. Welcome to the chaos of the times. If you go left and I go right, pray we make it out alive. This is Carmageddon.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Clear Talk. We are here for Trump's Address the Nation. He's supposed to be addressing at 9 o'clock Eastern, which is 8 o'clock Central, where I am. And I don't know how long this is going to be. I don't know what it's all really going to be about outside of the rumors. And, that being that he's going to talk about and present evidence or information or something potentially around the 2020 election. I don't know. I don't really need this anymore. I don't know why I've got one. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what happens. The only problem I have right now is that a lot of times when Trump goes to talk or has one of these addresses, he's usually late. And sometimes by like 5, 10, 15 minutes. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But yes, that's apparently the rumor, is that he was going to talk about the 2020 election scam stuff, or, fraud, his claims that he won, all that stuff. Which, this has all been litigated. I don't know why this is even talked about, if this really is truly what's going to be talked about. It seems a bit ridiculous, especially with everything else going on in the country right now. But anyways, it's Trump, so he's obsessed. He's clearly and fully obsessed with trying to prove. He ultimately wants to try to prove that he won in 2020. That even though that election was completely under the purview of his administration. I mean, like, all this argument around fraud and corruption and mishandling and stuff, and with elections state to state to district to district, or what, like, to any degree that you are arguing that there is so much of it that it would have actually changed the election. You're the one that's won the past 2 out of 3 elections. So, I mean, if it's fraudulent, then and fake and all that, then apparently you winning is also fraudulent and fake. So, I don't even know why this has continued to be argued. But I don't know if for sure this is what this address is going to be about, but we're gonna have to see. We're gonna see. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Feel free. The only ones fraudulent are the ones he lost. Is that the case? The only ones fraudulent, or are you trying to be? Is that facetious? That's the claim. That's the only ones that are fraudulent, the ones he loses. If he wins, then they're not fraudulent. That is true. Let's see here. Follow, like, share, comment. And if you're viewing from TikTok, then if you would check out the links and stuff on YouTube. I'm right now currently also streaming on ClearTalk on YouTube. Streaming in both locations. So if you're okay with this vertical view, then stick to TikTok. If you want a more horizontal view, then go to ClearTalk on YouTube. I'm streaming there as well. And subscribe. That would be amazing. Oh, he's here. He's here. The man himself is actually on time. Are you kidding me?
Good evening. Before we begin, I'm proud to report that our country is safer, stronger, and far wealthier than it has ever been before. We are doing great. Less than 2 years ago, we inherited an economic and social disaster. After the worst inflation in 48 years, the wide open borders with millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, including criminals of all types, and 11,888 murderers, many of whom killed more than one person. We had transgender for everybody, men and women's sports, crime ravaging our cities, and the whole world was laughing at us as a nation, but not anymore. 2 years ago, our country was dead. Now, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. America is respected like we have never been respected before. We have more money being invested in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. More Americans are working today than ever before. This week it was announced that inflation saw the largest monthly decline in more than 6 years. Just happened. It was just given out. The media reported it, and we accept it. The best in 6 years. The tax cuts in our great, big, beautiful bill are saving hardworking families thousands and thousands of dollars, like with the provisions, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors, along with the interest deduction on a loan used to purchase a car, but only if that car is made in America, and a 100% expensing for our job-creating businesses. Our stock markets are at their highest point in many years, but we can actually say of all time. And your 401ks, pensions, and retirement accounts are setting records every single day, the highest in history. For years, we paid the highest price for prescription drugs anywhere in the world. Now we pay the lowest price under my most favored nation's policy, because I was able to get the rest of the world and the pharmaceutical companies to act responsibly. Drug prices are coming down by 70, 80, and 90%. TrumpRx.gov. This will ultimately reduce the cost of health care. You have to go to TrumpRx.gov and take advantage of it. But the cost of health care is coming way down because of what we've done with prescription drugs. And with Trump accounts, every child in America now has access to a tax-free investment account to save for their future. Billions and billions of dollars are being invested, put in by companies and individuals to take care of our children so that at age 18, they will have potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in their account, and they'll get off to a great start in life. So for that, go to TrumpAccounts.gov and sign up your child or any child who'd like to sign up. Our previously wide open borders have been transformed into the most secure borders in the history of our country, with 0 illegal aliens being admitted to the United States in the past 14 months. That is 0. Nobody thought it was possible. We had the worst border in the history of our country, and now we have the best. Crime is plummeting nationwide, with the murder rate at its lowest level since 1900, or more than 125 years ago. We're making a record investment in our armed forces, and we have the strongest and most powerful military by far anywhere in the world. I built it during my first term.
When have we not?
And unfortunately, we're forced to Use it now.
Recent.
We won in Venezuela, which is now working with us to produce millions and millions of barrels of oil. We are likewise winning big in Iran, and you will see the fruits of that labor very, very shortly. America is back and doing really well, but we still have a major challenge that must be urgently addressed, because no country can be great without fair and honest elections.
Okay, here we go.
You have to trust your country, because if there can be no trust, there can be no greatness. And that's very simple.
5 minutes.
No trust, no
patting
greatness.
himself on the back.
For many years, I've called for bold, swift, and decisive action to protect the integrity of America's elections. Every American deserves to know that when they cast their vote, that vote will be counted accurately in a system, and that is to make that system secure. One where cheating and interference are not just difficult, but virtually impossible.
You look droopy if you
Unfortunately, the system we have today falls catastrophically short of that standard. Tonight, I'm announcing the immediate declassification and release of critical intelligence revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure. This evidence shows that the election system we have dangerously exposes, and really exposes like levels never thought possible,
seen before,
to hacking, exploitation, and foreign interference. Just as disturbingly, this vital information has for many years been covered up and hidden from you. The American people are beautiful,
it's been hidden from the
great
courts and
American
everything,
people.
apparently.
But that all changes right now. The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people, along with the staff of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, supported by our top intelligence agency chiefs, who have all personally reviewed the findings. We are presenting this evening and fully confirmed their authenticity. You can see these documents for yourself at whitehouse.gov. That's whitehouse.gov. Go check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Our purpose in disclosing this information is not to weaken confidence in election, but to earn that confidence by confronting vulnerabilities and correcting them very, very quickly. And that's what we're doing.
Something in his throat.
The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show
bullshit
that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that would be needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China assigned a data exploitation unit specifically to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, All they kept saying
like
is,
you haven't
this is the
informed
most
Congress
secure election in the
about
history
our
of our
war.
country. A standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say the cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine
China.
my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win, and for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, in mid-2018, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 presidential election itself. Separately, in mid-2019, the Chinese government's strategy against the United States was focused on undermining domestic confidence in the U.S. president. They wanted to just make you sound like your president wasn't so hot, when actually your president has done a great job, and they did everything possible to do exactly that.
I'm trying to go to White House.
Going on, this document says, and this is by the CIA, the strategy included efforts to use Chinese contacts with big U.S. companies to influence U.S. business leaders to turn against the President of the United States of America. The Chinese government sought to identify U.S. journalists who had reported negatively on the U.S. president and pay them large sums of money to write more negative articles about him, as many as they could, and they didn't care what they said. The Chinese government wanted U.S. president to lose the next election, and the reason they wanted me to lose is because they knew I was wise to them, charged them billions and billions of dollars worth of tariffs, and built the strongest military anywhere in the world. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world. These are exact quotes from the CIA reporting. The name of the person doing the quote is now under review, but it gets even worse. Raw intelligence obtained by the FBI in 2020, yet buried by rogue bureaucrats, stated that China's activities even included an attempt to manufacture illegal ballots for Joe Biden. Documents show that during this period, dozens of significant CIA and NSA reports about China's election targeting were kept out of the presidential briefing. These were briefings I would get almost every day. Everything was kept out that was of importance. One email among intelligence analysts admitted that they had, quote, deliberately massaged the presidential daily briefing to withhold information regarding Chinese activities related to the election. Another official inside the FBI wrote that she was running, quote, a shadow government, unquote, to keep intelligence about China's election meddling from becoming known and to keep it away from the honorable press. Other officials who witnessed such efforts perceived the motivations to be blatantly political. Recently, we found significant numbers of burn bags in formation, and this is a group of bags that were used to destroy information given by President Barack Hussein Obama to be burned. It was supposed to be burned. These bags were supposed to be at a different level by different people, incinerated and checked, but it never happened. Maybe we got lucky. We believe this was not done on purpose, but rather through gross incompetence of the people that was supposed to burn the bags. But the findings are stunning. Today, I'm asking the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal charges, if appropriate, against these people.
I can't find it.
Yet concealing China's meddling was only the beginning. The third set of documents we are releasing proves that for many years, Americans were blatantly.
Oh, shit. What? Did they cut his ass off? What happened? What's going on?
Government knew that. Tonight, we're publishing a series of previously classified U.S. intelligence community assessments and other reports proving that our government has long known these machines are extremely exposed to attack. As one assessment states, we judge that the United States adversaries, including at a minimum Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, as well as non-state groups, have the capability to compromise U.S. election infrastructure.
So just everybody that's
unquote, but that's
quote
some
unquote
statement,
not an
isn't it,
ally,
made by supposedly great patriots of our country. The document goes on to further state that, quote, we assess that centralized election-related data repositories, such as voter registration databases, poll books, and other official election websites, are most vulnerable to exploitation, and adversaries could use this access to these systems to disrupt election processes within the United States of America. Tonight, we're releasing all of those findings, and spanning from January 2020 to June 2026. This is a cyber threat aimed at the very heart of our democracy. Many people have questioned whether it could actually be possible to electronically manipulate vote totals or change election results on these terrible machines. Today, we are releasing documents that show the CIA obtained reporting of a specific plot to do a big number in favor of the corrupt Maduro regime in Venezuela. And that's exactly what happened, conspiring to digitally rig their own country's elections in 2020, and that's what they did. This reporting included precise details about methods to regime develop to digitally alter vote totals in ways that could not be detected even with an audit, no matter how deep they went. This intelligence underscores why we must take urgent action to ensure that our own system can never, ever be hacked or compromised like it was in the past. The fourth set of documents reveals that even when significant evidence of fraud has been detected, it has been buried and covered up. Among the disclosures tonight are FBI files detailing evidence of alleged fraud by a large-scale voter registration operation in Michigan. In 2020, Michigan State Police raided a Democrat Get Out the Vote organization, corrupt group in Muskegon. And we're so concerned by what they found. They were just so concerned, they couldn't believe it, actually, that they contacted the FBI in Detroit.
But you better believe it.
The documents state that some canvassers admitted to FBI agents that they signed voter registration forms in other people's names, submitted fraudulent registration for people who did not exist, and received gift cards tied to their number of applications that they produced. In other words, it was pay, play, and cheat. The FBI agents working on the case believe that crimes were committed, yet the Biden Department of Justice slow-walked the investigation and killed it. Tonight, I'm asking the FBI director to ensure that the matter is fully investigated and to work with the Department of Justice to prosecute those responsible for any crimes. Finally, to reveal just how vulnerable our elections continue to be, we are releasing the results of a stunning investigation by the Department of Homeland Security. According to the DHS review of state voter rolls and public records, they identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens who are registered to vote in federal elections. Since Democrat states refuse to share their voter files, the real number is actually much higher than that.
I mean, all those that you sent back in states
even
were like,
this limited analysis found
people
more than
that
a quarter
actually
of a
are
million
alive and actually are here,
illegally
actually
registered
are
to vote.
citizens.
Put together, these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible. Hundreds of millions of U.S. voter files are in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking and manipulation and corruption. China and other countries have been trying to meddle in our elections. Evidence of fraud has been buried. Hundreds of thousands of non-citizens and dead people are listed and active on the voter rolls.
Dead people.
And yet we still have elections with no voter ID, no proof of citizenship, and tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail. As one example of the insanity, California's recent election for mayor of LA and governor was held on June 2nd, a long time ago, but it was just completed a few days ago on July 10th. Think of that, much more than 1 month. Took a month to count the votes. I wonder what they were doing. This is worse than any third world country. There's no third world country that has elections like we have. In a rare move, NBC and ABC Fake News have both said that they would not cover this speech. They knew what it was about because of the fact that they don't like the topic, because they know how corrupt our system is and they don't want to reveal it.
They know you're full of shit.
They and others in the media are part of a plot. They want to continue this fraud for whatever reason. They want to keep it going. They want to protect the radical left. They can't have a great country, and that's true. You can't have a great country without free and fair elections. Fraud like this should mean a revocation of their licenses. They use our public multi-billion-dollar in value airways for absolutely no money. They pay nothing. All we want is honesty in our elections and honesty in reporting. They pay nothing for multi-billion-dollar assets. Great damage has been done to our country. Our elections were left vulnerable to being rigged and stolen, and the trust of the American people was lost. This cannot be allowed to continue. Every American, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, or otherwise, should be able to agree that we deserve the most secure, honest, and fair election system anywhere in the world. Secure elections should be a partisan, we should be together. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everybody. And it should not be a partisan issue. It should cause to unite us, not to divide us. This should be a cause. We should be united, not divided. In light of the brand new and irrefutable information I have revealed tonight, my administration is in the process of notifying the states whose election data was compromised by the People's Republic of China and many others. We will be working closely to mitigate any harm, and we're taking swift action to ensure that sensitive voter data is better protected so we can never be bought, we can never be hacked, and we can never watch a stolen election again.
Like Israel has.
Tomorrow, the Secretary of Homeland Security will hold a briefing to outline his department's recent work confirming cyber vulnerabilities in our electronic voting systems. They are bad. We're in the process of informing governors, senators, and members of Congress of potential issues in their states. If you look at voting today, it's in such bad shape in so many states, and we are committing to fix it. And we're also committing to be working with those states and local jurisdictions to help them fix and patch known technical vulnerabilities before the midterm elections. We have very important elections coming up. We want those elections to be honest. I've also ordered DHS to notify every state about non-citizens on their voter rolls and direct them to remove all ineligible voters from the lists immediately. But most importantly, addressing this crisis of election security demands that Congress must pass the Save America Act.
Yeah, of course.
How easy is that to do?
I knew this was all really coming to that.
Unless you want to cheat. The only reason you wouldn't do it
is to try to apply pressure. Is what I stated in my video earlier today.
and your candidates are so pathetic that you can't get away or can't
That's
get
the reason
elected
why they're
any
winning.
other way. This landmark bill requires that all voters must show photo voter ID. How simple is that? Could I have your photo, please? Photo voter ID. All voters must provide proof of
The
citizenship.
younger, the better.
Are you a citizen of our country, please? And hopefully there will be no corrupt mail-in ballots, which if you watched California and so many other places, mail-in ballots are inherently corrupt. So you would have no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel if you're going away
Or
on business
myself,
or
like
vacation.
I did.
These
from
reforms are
Mar-a-Lago.
urgently needed to stop the vulnerabilities that I've mentioned. To all Americans, I ask you to pick up your phone tomorrow, call your representatives in the House and Senate, and demand that they pass the Save America Act without delay.
How about I don't
Together,
say I
we
did?
will restore faith and confidence in our country, and we will be bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Thank you.
That
God
was
bless
it.
you.
That was
God
about,
bless
I knew
our
it.
great
That was what it was
military.
all about.
And God bless America. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah, I figured that was pretty much what that was about. I mean, I've been trying to look up what he was talking about that they released. I mean, if it is being released, then it hasn't been released yet, as far as I can find. Because the last thing that was released says Trump administration unleashes global campaign to crush radical left terrorism. That's nothing to do with elections. That was the only thing that's so far being shown as released. So apparently it's not released yet. Apparently they're going to release them. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing this. Hello. This is the last thing, the global campaign to crush radical left terrorism. So that's and that's not that. You got birthday messages, got blah blah blah. So clearly it's not released yet. But I mean, it felt like he was just stating that so-called China has been able to access. I want to say he only said 200 something thousand. That's not what he said. Data, voter data. Just to access it. That's not stating that they did anything, or I mean, I'm sure there's possibility that even a slight possibility his whole Russia, like that they could have some sort of connectivity to being able to find information. I mean, I don't know, but 200 something thousand, that's not even, even if they were like full on manipulating, able to crack and manipulate that, then that's not enough. He made one statement with tens of millions. But that, I don't think that was around, or was that, I don't know if that was around the hacking or not. But this sounds like his version of Russia. It's just going to be China. And I am almost willing to bet in the coming days, weeks, or whatever, as he talks more, and because the press is going to ask him about this shit. The press is going to drill him on it, and I am almost willing to bet at some point he's going to be like, China. This is, the China. This is, but I said this is all wrapping around as pressure, because he's hoping that if he states all this, that he might can get enough people out there to feel some kind of way about it, so they'll call and pressure especially his base. They'll call and pressure the senators and stuff in the Senate, because it's already passed the House. The SAVE Act has already passed the House. They pushed it through an appropriations bill earlier this week. And so now it's headed to the Senate. And they put it in an appropriations bill because they couldn't pass on its own. And Thune has been saying for months now that it's not going to pass. He doesn't have the support in the Senate. It would need, by itself, I guess it would have needed the majority, like a 60+ vote. On the appropriations, it might not necessarily need. I don't know if it needs a majority or not, or a supermajority or a regular majority or not. But he's been stating all along that he doesn't have the support for it. That it's pretty much dead in the Senate. I don't even think all the Republicans in the Senate agree with it. And certainly the Democrats don't. And that's what he's trying to do here. He's trying to state all this, concoct up a whole thing around the 2020 elections and everything else to validate that we need to do all this with the SAVE Act. IDs, the mail-in. If they were to cut the mail-in ballot stuff out, they probably actually could pass the SAVE Act, because I feel like the majority of people probably, vaguely think that, okay, yeah, ID may be something that we definitely need some sort of, although they may not understand the nuances within what they're being asked about as far as an ID is concerned, and that is definitely concerning. But the biggest thing is the mail-in ballots. If they were to remove that from the SAVE Act, I would think that they probably could pass it. Whether we liked it or not. But I mean, the mail-in ballot is the issue, and it's hilarious that he continues to talk about how fraudulent and bad the mail-in ballots are, pointing at California, pointing at wherever the hell, when he himself fucking uses mail-in ballots. It's like, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? So what? California, if anything, what California would argue that took them so long was the validation process of their votes, because they didn't want to look like it was rigged. They didn't want to be people think that it was rigged. Like, we're validating over and over and over multiple times, making sure and checking that, we have the proper names, we have the proper votes, we have all the, not to mention the fact that you have California is districts that are like loaded. Talking about millions and millions of ballots have to be not only counted, they have to be counted probably multiple times, verified multiple times by multiple people. That process is not easy by any means, but nevertheless, it's according to the states to handle their elections how they are. That's the way it's set up. That's the constitutional. It's constitutional. The federal government cannot control elections. So, even though they're trying their best to pull data registrations, then they sit there and use. I can't remember what the hell the program is that they concocted as an AI program that they're using to go through those rolls, identify names, and then everybody that's attached to that name, or everybody that has the same name, is freaking deleting and then sending back. And then you're having, even the Republican states have looked back over these, quote unquote, verified rolls and names, and they're like, but wait a minute. Several cases been like, all of these people right here are actually alive. They're registered. They are legitimate, U.S. citizens. Why are you saying that they aren't, able? Why are you saying to kick these from the rolls? They're actual people. We know this. It's absolutely ridiculous. That's the reason why, and that's the reason why, although you can argue it even from a local standpoint, like the powers of whether or not a state or a government in a state leans more one way than another, whatever, elections are supposed to be, bipartisan, supposed to not have really partisan in them as far as the electorate, like the people running them. But that's the main reason why the federal government also doesn't control it, because you wouldn't want any administration to be consider to have tried to control or fix or change or alter or, whatever, deem rules around election. It's just that's the states are able. It's the way. It's the reason why it's been that way all along. But they're going to do everything they can, every avenue that they can, to try and fix, as he kept saying, fix these elections. And they're, even though polls are showing every time they come out, they're showing the gap is getting wider and wider and wider. Democrats are getting stronger and stronger and stronger, especially from the progressive side. Your progressive candidates are winning like crazy. Because progressives have the right policies. They have the right, they are in the moment. They've been in the moment. If it weren't for mainstream Democrats constantly trying to villainize them and act like, oh, you're going to destroy the country if you keep on. The Hakeem Jeffries of the world and fucking Schumers of the world and stuff. Absolutely ridiculous and need to be removed from Congress. Need to be voted out. But nevertheless, where was I even going with that? I kind of got myself off. Yeah, he was wrapping that all around to apply pressure, hoping that pressure pushes the Senate enough, pushes Thune enough to try to force enough support to pass the SAVE Act. I don't know. I don't know if it will or not. I don't see it. And I certainly hope it doesn't. Especially attached to the appropriations. I don't feel like they're going to do it. I feel like they're going to send it back to the House and tell them, no, that, this needs to be removed. I feel like that's going to be what happens. But I don't know. And when this information comes out, I will try my best. Again, the release is, I'll try my best to look over it and try to maybe even do a video on ClearTalk on YouTube about these releases, whether it states anything of significance or not. But yeah. Thank you for joining. I don't really know how much more there's to say about this. It's just the same bullshit as usual. I mean, he went a whole 5 minutes there. Why didn't just start out that to begin with? The whole pat yourself on the back shit for the first 5 minutes was unnecessary. But he's always got to make himself look grandiose. Y'all have anybody that's viewing? You have any thoughts? You want to share anything? What you thought of it if you watched it, or your thoughts about the whole idea of the Save America Act? Real quick before I do, just go ahead and finish out. Trump is a pedo. You're right, no doubt. The irony, the hypocrisy of a man like that standing up there talking about fraud and blah 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 blah, corruption, criminal acts. It's like, go fuck yourself, man. You are the biggest fucking criminal in the goddamn country right now, and you're sitting here. Come on. You've enriched yourself to the tunes of billions of fucking dollars in the White House. Just this administration alone. Don't it is so, and it's really frustrating to even watch and listen to them. But I do this for y'all. I do this, it's an everyday thing for me to see what the hell's going on, see what the administration is doing, see what's happening in America. See what's happening in the Middle East. See what's happening. What Israel's trying to attempt to do. How much more control or how much aggression they're going to continue to do, or how much more genocide the world is going to allow them to, pursue. I mean, it's fucking crazy. No thoughts, comments, questions. Any other topics you want me to talk about? I don't know if there's like a little delay. I didn't even change my icon on the screen. It's supposed to say ClearTalk. There we go. Because if that's pretty much all I have left to say, or all I've got to say about it. It was exactly what I thought it was. I talked about it in a video earlier today and released it on ClearTalk. If you're not subscribed to ClearTalk, go do so. It's right up here. Or well, if you're on ClearTalk, it's over here. But whatever. TikTok from here, it's up there, right above me. Matt, all these are my channels: JMD Drummer, JMD Play, ClearTalk Puzzling, JMD Drummer. I'm a drummer, as you see behind me. I have a drum set back there. So I drum and do covers and do music reactions there. JMD Play, I play video games, mostly Fortnite. I release stuff there. That's what I usually stream here on TikTok as well as Fortnite. That's what I'm going to stream after this is Fortnite. So if you want to stick around or come back for that, because we got new stuff in the game today. But ClearTalk is, again, this stuff: politics, religion, life stuff, whatever. That's what I talk about over there. And puzzling is just a hobby channel I do jigsaw puzzles and stuff. I have like, let's see here, 18. I have 18 puzzles throughout my house that I've done. And all of them are showcased in some sort of way or fashion on that channel. I'm currently doing my 19th puzzle, which is hard as fuck. I'm about to change up my strategy on it. But yeah, that's the channels. Check them out if you want. If you're interested, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that good stuff to get more videos more in front of more people and help out the channels. That'd be amazing. And all of that's free for you, helps out tremendously. If you want to do any more after you've checked it out, I'm not asking right now, but if you check it all out, and the more you watch, the more you want to support, there's Patreon there as well. You can go check that out. It's $2 a month to support any of the channels that you would like, any of those 4 channels. Down below is my merchandise website. I have merch for every single one of these channels as well. If you are a Patreon member, you get a discount on that merch. But even if you don't want to buy my merchandise, go to pinkinnovations.com anyways. If you need any kind of custom work done, okay, this is my girlfriend. That's her business. That's what she does for a living. Does custom T-shirts, cats, vinyls, license plates. She does all kinds of. She'll try to do any kind of custom work that you would like, and do the best she work with you in any kind of way she can. She does like stuff for school stuff, fundraising stuff. She has it's one of her big things for schools is like senior boxes. She does all kinds of stuff for seniors, and things like that. I mean, she anyways, go check that out, even if you're not interested in my merch. But while you're there though, I mean, you might as well. And of course, there's if you're on TikTok, you're on TikTok, but I'm also on X, so you can go visit me over on X. I pretty much just share everything from the channels over there. That's pretty much it. So thank you very much for joining. And again, I am going to end here. I'm going to swap everything around because I've got to log out of ClearTalk and log into JMD Play on Streamlabs here. And then probably in the next, hopefully 15 minutes or so, I'll be streaming Fortnite and going through all the new stuff there. So Thank you very much for joining me. I know I do a wide range of shit, right? Drumming, politics, fucking Fortnite, and puzzles. I know I have a lot of things that I enjoy doing. But if you like any of that, again, check it out. Thank you very much. And until next time, peace. JMD for Clear Talk, JMD Nation, TikTok, all that. Thank you very much. And I'll see you later. Bye.